What's up, YouTube? So I decided to go ahead and continue the video and talk more about the Illuminati and its origins. And I was right the first. I think I was right the first time when I said Bavarian Illuminati. I think that is the correct way to pronounce it. The Bavarian Illuminati. So I just want to talk more about its origins and where it came from. Hold on a second. And how the Bavarian Illuminati really started. One thing that they did was they actually created a new system, what you call the Order of the Illuminati. When they created, I think it was three parts. It was the Novus, the Minerva, and then the Illuminati Minerva, which is a part of the Owl of Minerva Society. And these different groups, I think they were just like different levels, sort of like Freemasonry, but like I said, novus, and then you kind of work your way up to different levels of the Illuminati. And this group, they basically recruited people who they thought were just good fits for the organization. Like you even had Christians. Like if you were a Christian of good character, they would recruit you into the organization. If you were rich and wealthy, they would put you and try to recruit you into the organization. They had a ruling council. They had a lot of different activities, festivities, and so different ceremonies that you can participate in to join the Illuminati. Most people were, I think you had to be between the age of 18 and 30 to join. What else? Yeah, between 18 and 30, you have to be a good character and wealthy. And of course, I think that I think that these organizations are the blueprint of modern day fraternities, even the college Greeks. Like these are probably like the original Greeks. These are like the Greeks before the Greeks. These are like when you go to college and join Greek organizations, their structure and how they structure their organizations are pretty much fraternities and sororities are pretty similar to how these secret societies, like the Owl of Minerva and the Order of the Illuminati, and how these groups have these systems that they followed to basically create like a elite group of people to reach some sort of goal, put some sort of agenda of some sort. It's kind of like brotherhood of just powerful people, and to basically push a certain agenda. So okay, so there's another part I wanted to talk about. Let's see, it had the rights. I would go into the rights, but I really don't want to go into too much detail about how the organization actually works. Let's see. You did have some internal problems with the organization. You had groups. You had people who in the group who were stubborn, who didn't want to listen, who didn't agree with how things were to go and how certain things worked. So you had to have peacemakers even in the group to keep things in order. Especially the younger men. The younger men were probably the most rebellious, or often had a difference of opinion, especially of the older members. But it all still served the same purpose. Let's see. Illumitism, what we call Illumitism, is considered a legitimate branch of Freemasonry. So Freemasonry is a part of the Illuminati, or it may not be the Illuminati themselves, but Freemasonry, they they practice illuminatism. Illuminatism. I think I'm saying that right. Illuminatism. Illuminatism. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but you get what I'm trying to say. So they may not actually be the Illuminati themselves, but they they practice their teachings, some of their rituals. Um, I can't go into details what those rituals are because really I don't know. A lot of people really don't. So but I do know that they do um, practice Illuminati rituals. Um, some of the members became very anti-religious because, like I said, they had a lot of Christians in the organizations, and they did believe in a lot of spiritual beliefs. And some of the members were anti-religious, and I think that had some effect on some of the impression of the Protestant state. Because remember, like I said, the Catholic Church were actually originally supporting the Bavarian Illuminati. But once they started having like these anti-religious, anti-Christ, anti-Jesus type philosophies coming in, that's when they started to kind of disconnect and say, okay, these guys are not Christian or not godly, I guess. So this is where you start to get the a lot of people today call Illuminati satanic, but I think this is where it kind of started when they started can kind of be anti-church, anti-Christian. You started kind of seeing that a little bit within the Illuminati. Started changing. They went from God to the great architect. They started doing a lot of things that some the church felt was a little anti-Christ. You feel me? So let's see what else. Trying to think of some of the systems. Yeah, different systems within the Illuminati. I don't know how important that is. I don't really want to go into the systems. They've done a lot of different things. Some of you can really look up the Bavarian Illuminati. It's kind of interesting because, so many people see the Illuminati as a myth, and it's not a myth. It's very well ingrained into American society. It's on the back of your dollar bill. You got a pyramid on the back of dollar bill. It says, what's that? Noveo Secularum. Noveo de Secularum, I forgot, means New World Order. Noveo Ordo Secularum. Seclorum. Noveo Ordo Seclorum means New World Order. Then it says he has. I forgot how it says. At the top of the pyramid, it says like Annuet Coeptis, which really means like he has approved of our undertakings. I think that's what that means. So it does have a religious foundation to the what we call the Illuminati. But like I said, I think it's all ingrained into our society more than we think. I think the idea of freedom of speech and some of our laws and just many things that we've done in America, I think the Illuminati has contributed to the foundation of America that we may realize. And I think it's almost like the government before the government. It's like an unofficial government, sort of. We went through so many different governments. Before the United States of America even became a country, we were already what's the confederate. We were a confederacy. No, I think America was a republic at one point. We were originally a republic. Weren't even supposed to be a democracy, but originally we were supposed to be a republic because they did not want. See, the thing about democracy is the majority rules over the minority. And originally, they did not want a society where the majority rules over the minority because they felt that that was kind of unfair. And I think that's absolutely right because when you look at black folks, black people are suffering because the majority was ruling over the minority, which is kind of putting blacks. I'm saying black because blacks were the original, well, opposed to Native Americans, but blacks were the original minorities, and they suffered a lot from democracy, living on a democratic government, which the majority rules over the minority, and the minority is pretty much, we're pretty much slaves, or we're at the mercy of the majority. But in a republic, everybody gets equal representation. One thing, I'm actually slightly. I know this channel. I don't know if this channel might get taken down, or this video get taken down, but I am actually slightly a support of communism. Only a slightly though, not totally, but the thing is, in Americans we're taught that communism is bad and it's evil, but I think that I think most people who hate communism, especially Americans, a lot of us don't really know. A lot of them never really don't know what communism actually is. When they think of communism, they think of a dictator who controls everything, and that's not what true communism is. When you actually look at communism and look at what it is, you realize, it's not totally bad. It's not totally good neither, but it's not totally bad. Just like democracy. I'm sorry, not democracy. Capitalism. Capitalism is not totally good. Capitalism has a lot of flaws with it. I do believe in definitely a mixed economy. I do believe in a way that we can have a communist and capitalist kind of state. I don't know how to mix it together. Socialist. It's not all totally bad. We demonize Russia and China for the way they run their countries, but it seems to be working. It's working. In fact, if you go on YouTube, you can look up some Russians that were alive during the USSR, when Russia was the USSR, and it was when communism was at its prime, and many people thought that it was actually better during the USSR. Some people believe that the USSR was better than Russia. Many Russians believe that, especially the older Russians who were there to witness it. And so I'm not totally against. We're taught to hate Cuba because they supported Russia, and we're taught that what's his name, Fidel Castro was this big evil man. Now, I think he did commit some crimes. I think he did, but what I'm saying is a lot of us, our idea and how we view the rest of the world comes from television and propaganda. And you can't allow propaganda to tell you how to think about everything. You have to do your own research and figure out how things work on your own. Same thing goes for I don't want to say. I was going to say North Korea, but North Korea is a mess right now. North Korea is out of control. That's a real that's real dictatorship right there. But I think communism is not a bad idea. It's not totally bad. It's. I think there's good and bad to everything, and so yeah. One thing that I see, I believe that poverty is actually worse in capitalism than communism. I think when you have capitalism, you have a lot of wealth, but a lot of you have people who are unable to really keep up with what everybody else is. See, the thing about capitalism, you got to be able to keep up. You got to be able to keep up, and some people, they just don't have the resources and the ability to keep up with the economy and how everything works. You know, some people, you got to think of, as human beings, we originally live off the land. We were farmers originally, and this idea of going to work and working a job so you can make money, so you can buy food and buy water and pay bills and all these things. Life wasn't always like that. You know, it was a time when we lived off the land. We had to plant seeds and grow grow your food, and yes, we traded with other farmers for different grains and goods and whatever else we needed to feed our families. You know, so that's the downside of capitalism. Because you got, I mean, you still got tribal people to this day. You got people who live in tribes, South America, Africa, who's doing just fine. Doing just fine. Still living in huts, living exactly the way they were living thousands of years ago and doing just fine, seems like. So, capitalism works, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the only way of living. There's a lot of different ways to live. So I guess that's all I want to say for now. I know I'm kind of getting off subject, but that's all I want to talk about for now. I didn't really want to get into actual Illuminati conspiracy. I just wanted to talk about like the origins of where it all kind of comes from. So that's it for now. Talk to you next time.